This is a video to teach you how to do synthetic division. Synthetic division is a quick way to divide polynomials. It can only be used if the divisor, what you are dividing by, is linear, meaning a power of 1 on the x. So you can be dividing by something like x minus 3 or x plus 5. If that's the case, then you are allowed to use synthetic division. The steps for synthetic division start with, first of all, write out the dividend using only the coefficients and the constant. Leave enough space below this that you can write in it and then put a line underneath there. Step 2, you're going to write the opposite of the constant term of the divisor and put this to the left of the dividend. Step 3, you're going to bring down the first term of the dividend unchanged. On step 4, you multiply this value by the divisor and put that answer under the next value of the dividend. Next, you are going to add these two numbers and place this value below the line. On step 6, you're going to multiply the answer by the divisor and place this answer below the next value of the divisor, and then add again. Continue this process until you reach the constant term. If the last value under the constant term is 0, you have no remainder. If the last value is not 0, then this is your remainder. The first example we're going to look at is 3x cubed minus 4x squared minus 17x plus 6, and that is being divided by x minus 3. This big long polynomial that is being divided, this is the dividend. You need to understand what those terms mean. And then the x minus 3 is the divisor. So if you think about what the instructions said, the first thing we do is take just the coefficients and the constant from the dividend. So we write 3, negative 4, negative 17, and 6. To the left of this, we write the opposite of the constant of the divisor. So we put 3. We're going to leave some space for writing and put a line down below here. Now, the first thing you do is bring the 3, that's the first term of the dividend, down. Now, multiply the 3 from the dividend by the 3 of the divisor. You're going to get 9. Put this under the next term of the dividend. Add those. Negative 4 plus 9 gives me 5. Now multiply the 5 times the 3 of the divisor. You get 15. Add negative 17 plus 15 gives me negative 2. And then negative 2 times 3 gives me negative 6. And when you add these last two, you get 0. So what we now know is that our quotient comes from the beginning part, starting with the 3. Your powers of x will be 1 less than what was in the original dividend. So my quotient will be 3x to the second plus 5x minus 2. The very last space is always your remainder. Our remainder is 0. For our second example, we're going to take y to the 4th minus 8y cubed plus 10y squared plus 2y plus 4 and divide it by y minus 2. So start out writing your coefficients and your constant of the dividend. So we're going to have 1, negative 8, 10, 2, 4. Over to the left, write the opposite of the constant. So it's going to be 2. The reason we're doing this is because we are always dividing by the zero of, what we hope is the zero of the polynomial. And what makes y minus 2 equals 0 is 2. We're going to put the line, leaving enough space to write in. Bring down the first number. Multiply. 1 times 2 is 2. Add -6. Multiply -12. Add -2. Multiply -4. Add -2. Multiply -4. Add 0. So our quotient is 1y to the third minus 6y squared minus 2y minus 2, and our remainder is 0. What's important to note on example 3 is that there is no x to the first term in your dividend. So when you write out the numbers of the dividend, you put a 0 to be a placeholder for the x to the first term. Our numbers for the dividend then will be 1, 3, 0, -4. Put the opposite out here, so we're going to divide by 1. Now bring down the 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. Add 0 plus 4 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. Add -4 plus 4 is 0. This means that our quotient is x squared plus 4x plus 4. Our remainder is 0. On example 4, to set this up for our dividend, we will use 2, 4, -3, -6. We are going to use -3 from the divisor. Bring down the 2. 2 times -3 is -6. 4 plus -6 is -2. -2 times -3 gives me +6. 6 plus -3 gives me 3. 3 times -3 gives me -9. -6 plus -9 gives me -15. So this is the first example in which we have a remainder. This means that our quotient is 2z squared minus 2z plus 3, and our remainder is -15. On number 5, notice that we are missing a squared term in our descending order. So we need to put a 0 in as a placeholder there. Setting up the dividend, we will have 1, 5, 0, -6, 3. Over here, we're dividing by -3. So bring down the 1. 1 times -3 is -3. 5 plus -3 is 2. 2 times -3 is -6. 0 plus -6 is -6. -6 times -3 is 18. 18 and -6 gives me 12. 12 times -3 gives me -36. 3 plus -36 gives me -33. So again, on this one, we have a remainder. This means that our quotient is x cubed plus 2x squared minus 6x plus 12, and our remainder is -33. On example 6, we are missing a cube, a squared, and a first power term. So we must have 3 zeros in this one as placeholders. So setting up the dividend this time, we will have 1, 0, 0, 0, negative 16, and we are dividing by negative 2. Bring down the 1. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. 0 plus negative 2 is negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 2 gives me positive 4. 0 plus 4 gives me 4. 4 times negative 2 gives me negative 8. 0 plus negative 8 is negative 8. Negative 8 times negative 2 is positive 16. And negative 16 plus 16 is 0. So our quotient is x to the third minus 2x squared plus 4x minus 8. And our remainder is 0. The reason that I wanted to do example 7 is because the number in your divisor is a fraction, and you will have to be dealing with fractions as you move through this mod. So I wanted you to understand how to deal with them. We are not missing any powers in our dividend, so we will start by just writing our coefficients and constant. Now, from our dividend, we need to use negative 3/2. Bring down the 2. 2 times negative 3/2 is negative 6/2, which equals negative 3. Negative 3 plus 3 gives me 0. 0 times negative 3/2 is 0. Negative 4 plus 0 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 3/2 is positive 12/2, but that equals 6. Negative 6 plus 6 gives me 0. Since we have a 0 in the answer row, we will be missing a term in our quotient. So our quotient starts with 2z squared. We do not have a term to the first because of the 0, minus 4, and our remainder is 0.